Let's start, see how this goes. I've been thinking a bunch of different times. It's the best I can do on it right now. This is the Tech Wolves scheme of action to surround the city and voice, as J-Star, our jet operator, just came up with. That's a good one. Squat down here so we can see what else is going on. We've got kind of three major points. We've got the reactor core here, our transmission center. It's more kind of over here off of Presley. We've got Mud Island / the gym. This is going to be for a lot of stuff. And a trail for to start with, just for the path of prayer song called Voice, but then for everyone to take their motors walk. We got all that stuff going on, and that's the plan. Originally, the plan of the Tech Wolves, one of our very first missions, is we were going to find a suitable space for girls to play basketball in the town, because it's very hard to. During the season, they don't really even get time until after JV boys, so they don't get all that. And then it grew in the complexity of just getting messaging across. To find an old raggedy gym isn't hard, but everything's tore up, so you need a lot of money to make it work. And to make it work, so you need to get your messaging out for fundraising. Well, the state of the media here is completely and utterly shot. It is in general, but it's extra bad here in Memphis. The papers have no reporters. There's no one goes to any one place in general. And then it also means that the voices of the people, and this is what I'm had a very hard time with, to get the voices of our young adults who some of them are quite professional and profound with what they want to say, don't get said. They're stifled. Our creative culture here is like none other, and it's about bringing and harmonizing and creating this fantastic artwork in any way. So we want to get a space down here, and it was found this is full-on audio-visual production studio that's amazing, light and sound, and we have basically a team of really high-end technologists, trained people to help us educate the kids, young adults that we find from all around, however we're involved with the schools or not the schools, but to put educational training as they produce products of messaging tied to learning and truth, and also storytelling, the craft of storytelling and artistry of that, and also a real sense of journalistic integrity. So when things need to present the truth to be factual and to inform, then we need to codify that, and that is not there anymore. Like, no one knows who to believe. Well, we're gonna start out with our rules and discuss the rules. That's part of the interplay too, of communication, because rules are changing. One thing about the group that will probably be most attractive at first is their nature with social media, and the rules around that are much more fluid, so they can help narrate that discussion. Well, we want to get that loud enough, and it's not just that, but there's a lot of performing arts too, right? And those are the best. They're so much fun. It turns out that Mud Island is like the coolest place we have in the city, but there's nothing you can really do for it except walk around and enjoy the fact that it's Mud Island, and it is super cool. We love it, right? Well, if we got people to tell their stories, tell the black stories, the native stories, the various different stories, particularly focusing on the history of the peoples of this lands, and definitely a major component on the Black Lives Matter story, and also the indigenous peoples. They need their voice. They're about wiped out. So we actually got to go find them and give them space, and really liven it up with people. Get the amphitheater playing drums and whatnot, whatever, and get that messaging out. And it's educational as well. They are learning. So we have band directors to lead that, and musicians to lead that, and we have ways to market it and stream it out too, so we can really produce it in lots of different ways. We want to amplify this message and get it out loud enough, because we want to take an old casino barge from down the ways. Some of the older ones are a little smaller, and we know the steel people. I grew up in the steel world, and undo a bunch of the inside stuff. Steelwork is good fun, and put in a girls' basketball training and queen development facility. We don't. That's for the people in charge of that to understand and figure out, and they'll be involved in all the design work and everything. And we want to roll it up and park it about right here, right where the cobblestones are, right where slaves were traded. We want to put a place where girls learn to play basketball and queens are made. Because it doesn't really seem like a more fitting use of the space. I forgot about the trail. We also planning on building a trail from Martyrs Park to Crump Park, and that is due to set off on the 21st. This will be a beautiful passage. This is not an also. This is very, very, very important. This is dear to me. I love doing it, and the people working with it. This is a thing that I've been wanting to do myself. Just take young men and work with the land, and do stuff with the land, and build through that. It's fantastic for many of the challenges that they face. And they love the work, and they're super excited. So we want to build this beautiful trail from Martyrs Park to Crump Park. So people can find their martyrs and under this area with the waterways that is really quite nice. And if they want to, they can wrap around all the way up to the top of the ceremonial mound here, which is like the highest point, and have a ceremony, or like a process of healing of themselves. We need some healing. And we're going to see if we can build some in here, or in our own city. Here we need support too, like messaging and support. That's what we need. We're not asking for money from folks around here. We're trying not to. But it's getting permissions and getting that going. I think that's about it, but there's a lot more. We shall see how that turned out.